Once expected to be a major breakthrough in Korean television, with a massive budget and the star power of Lee Minho and Gong Ryong, When the Stars gossip has failed to escape the gravitational pull of its own hype. Dubbed a derailed spaceship, the series is plummeting in ratings and facing fierce backlash over controversial dialogue and character portrayal, especially surrounding Lee Minho's character, Gong Ryong. But to stop at dissecting inappropriate lines or fan outrage would be to overlook a deeper question: how could a global star like Lee Minho, in a seemingly flawless production setup, find himself in a media crisis of this scale? Lee Minho's stardom, a shield or burden? Lee Minho is not just an actor, he's an icon. From Boys Over Flowers to The King, Eternal Monarch, every project he touches garners intense scrutiny, not only in Korea but worldwide. This makes his role in When the Stars Gossip a double-edged sword. While he brings a massive fanbase, any misstep, no matter how small, becomes amplified. And this time, the misstep is in what was meant to be a strength: bold, distinctive dialogue that unfortunately backfired. When dialogue backfires, the line between realism and vulgarity. In episode 6, Gong Ryong's line, "When it comes to sex and pregnancy, I'm the expert," became the epicenter of backlash. Even worse, this wasn't the character's first problematic comment. He had previously made controversial remarks about women's bodies and referenced his unconventional upbringing by female bar hostesses in ways that felt jarring and outdated. The writers attempted to create a layered character, one shaped by an unusual past and a deep professional commitment as an object. However, the execution lacked nuance. Rather than showcasing trauma, empathy, or depth, Gong Ryong comes off as a man who casually discusses women's bodies with an air of ownership and superiority. One viewer summed it up perfectly: "I don't see a doctor with emotional depth and medical integrity, I see a man talking about women's bodies like they're things to be judged." A female screenwriter, a problematic male voice. Ironically, the screenwriter of When the Stars Gossip is a woman, Seo Seok-young. Known for hits like Pasta and Don't Dare to Dream, she is no stranger to nuanced, witty storytelling. But in venturing into the sci-fi melodrama genre, her portrayal of Gong Ryong seems tone-deaf and culturally misaligned. Audiences are asking, how can a female writer create a male character with such misogynistic undertones? It raises uncomfortable questions about gender dynamics in screenwriting and whether female authors are immune to reproducing problematic narratives. Space, a setting or a gimmick? From the outset, When the Stars Gossip was marketed as Korea's first romantic space drama. However, 6 episodes in, the space setting feels purely cosmetic. The real drama unfolds in familiar settings: romantic tension, betrayal, and moral ambiguity, all grounded firmly on Earth. This raises a crucial question: if you invest 50 billion South Korean won to simulate zero gravity, why does the show still feel so heavy? When dialogue becomes an indictment, today's audiences don't just watch, they analyze. A single word, look, or phrase can spark widespread debate, especially when uttered by a global star like Lee Minho. The controversial dialogue isn't just awkward, it's indicative of a deeper disconnect between creators and viewers. But this also opens a broader conversation: are we being too harsh on flawed characters? Or are we simply demanding a higher standard of ethical storytelling in mainstream entertainment? From anticipation to disappointment, when expectations backfire. No one can deny the ambition behind When the Stars Gossip. Combining romance and science fiction was a bold move. Yet, poor character development, inconsistent writing, and tone-deaf dialogue have turned this space romance into a case study of what happens when vision and execution diverge. With ratings now hovering around 2%, the show seems to be relying on controversy to stay afloat, a tactic that's wearing thin. And whether the fault lies with the writer, director, or cast, one thing is clear: for the first time, Lee Minho has fallen out of orbit, pulled down not by gravity, but by the weight of misplaced expectations.